Hello, this is Shanker once again, and in my series here, I tell you about my experiences in astrology. So, this is Shanker Adawal on 30th of September, talking to you about one more aspect of astrology, and here I will talk about Jupiter. Jupiter in the 6th house. My observation of Jupiter in the 6th house is that I have seen in most of the cases, the person gets disgraced, humiliated, or has to go through a position which is not good. It's come down for him in terms of people around him. It's a humiliating situation he has to go through. So the buzzword would be disgrace, humiliation, या हिंदी में कहते हैं बेइज्जती होना ज़रूरी होता है when Jupiter in the 6th house is there. And but what I have seen is whenever Jupiter is in 6th house, it also gives you a divine protection. It's comparable to what protection Draupadi got by Krishna when she was being derobed. So you get a very great divine protection. On one hand, you go through the humiliation and disgrace, but on the other hand, you get the divine protection also. So you have to balance it that way. But Jupiter in 6th house, एक बार जिंदगी में आपकी बेइज्जती ज़रूर होगी, ये आप याद रखिएगा. You have to go through a humiliating process whenever Jupiter is in 6th house. It more applies in the case of ladies. I've seen most of the ladies' cases. It does apply. Humiliation does happen. A disgraceful situation does happen. A situation where where your ego is hurt. It's not the ego, when your self-respect is hurt. That does happen. But again, a divine protection is there. Jupiter in 6th house also leads to losses, and you tend to lose gold. Gold was an important commodity always. Today also it remains a very important commodity. So you tend to lose gold. So be careful not to lose your treasure. Treasure could be anything. So you tend to lose treasure, and we put the word gold there, but you tend to lose gold when Jupiter is in 6th house. So that is the loss you have when Jupiter is in 6th house. Otherwise, a place where you get divine protection. When I was talking about loss, I was also thinking about 8th house. 8th house, I'm not talking about Jupiter, but be sure, this came to my mind, so I'm just putting it through. Whenever Saturn and Mars is there in the 8th house, a person tends to get cheated. He could be a cheat and getting cheated. That is possible. But Saturn and Mars in 8th house, though Saturn individually is very good in 8th house, Mars individually is very good in 8th house for a lot of things. But Saturn and Mars together in 8th house, a person tends to get cheated by people. So you need to be careful. Now, after cheating, a billionaire gets cheated. He may remain a billionaire. A small person gets cheated. He may not lose his entire fortune. That would depend upon the energy and of the planets and what is the strength of the planets. But Saturn and Mars does create a problem where you do get cheated. Jupiter in the 7th house is never good, because the energy which is there in 7th house is the energy of Mercury and Venus. And Jupiter doesn't go well with Mercury. It becomes a caged lion. It is unable to do anything. Venus and Jupiter do not go well again. Venus harms Jupiter. So there is a problem with your married life whenever Jupiter is in the 7th house. There is a problem with children. There is a problem with partnership. There is a problem with collaborations. So these major things do get affected whenever Jupiter is in 7th house, because in the 7th house, the planet which gets exalted there is Saturn. The planet which gets debilitated there is Sun. It is the natural house of Venus. 7th, the Lord is Venus. Venus and Mercury also has energy in the 7th house. So whenever Jupiter is there alone in the 7th house, it tends to make quite a wreck of your life in terms of your marriage, partnerships, love life, and also if you enter into business partnerships, you tend to get losses. So with this, I keep on telling what I've researched for the last 40 years. It's not a profession for me, but I've seen thousands of horoscopes in the last 4 decades, and even before that, with my father and with Rao uncle and others who used to come to my house and discuss astrology. I used to be keenly sitting there and understanding, and that time I was not allowed to speak, so I used to listen, and listening is very important, a trait which I individually do not have. But I remember those 5-6 years when I was interested in astrology, and discussions used to take place between Rao uncle, Mr. P.S. Iyer, and astrologers who knew a lot. They used to come from all over India, and my dad was, though a very senior bureaucrat, he was very interested in astrology, a very well-known figure in astrology, and he also did it as a hobby. So I learned a lot that time, and then of course I kept on reading books. So this is my experience, which I keep telling people. If you have some experiences like this, you have decoded certain things, you have come to understand something with a law of large numbers, some rare books have told you certain things, please do share with me at connectingstars@gmail.com. I'll try to put it in my books, I'll put it on the video. Knowledge best is when it is shared with everybody else. It's like flowing water. So please do that. Email ID is connectingstars@gmail.com. If you want to know more about me, you can go to my website shankerstudy.com, Shanker with an E. Thanks and bye for all. With this, I sign out. Have a great and a happy weekend. Thank you.